We've been doing some work in the tourism and leisure sector, and what we discovered is that large tourism companies do not seem to adjust their balance sheet as economic conditions change. So not surprisingly, financial performance goes up and down. Now we did this for several hundreds of companies across something like 37 different countries and over a 13-year period, and the results were an academic paper in the first instance. But what we learnt out of this was we know very, very little about how small businesses link with larger businesses. So for example, if you've got a hotel venue, then there are lots of smaller businesses that are going to be associated with that, whether it's plumbers, electricians, cleaners, glaziers and other contract workers, but also not just the direct ones. When the tourists are there, they go out and they might spend money at roadside stands, they might go to spas, they might go to restaurants, and then the restaurants in turn buy food from local suppliers, etc. And so we've got a whole value chain that we really don't understand very much about. We know that there's lots of smaller businesses in the tourist sector that come and go. Sometimes they just shut down and perhaps the principals go off and do something else, business picks up, they come back into the tourism business and start it all over again. So it does seem to me really quite important in a country like New Zealand, where a huge proportion of the business is small business, that we understand some of the linkages. Yes, we know what the regional multipliers are for economic activity, but we don't understand very well the distribution amongst the businesses themselves. As a result, we probably don't target public policy in a very efficient manner, just the broad-based approach. So, is this of relevance to individual businesses? Yes, I think so. Individual businesses themselves should understand the cobweb or the network in which they operate, and where there are support, where there are risks, because they are clients of other businesses that may not succeed particularly well. We see big examples when construction companies like Mainzeal in New Zealand goes into receivership last week. But we don't have to have huge disasters for this type of work to be important. So not just the tourism and leisure sector, we need to know more about all the industries, not just in New Zealand, but this is relevant in many, many other countries as well.